Hello, my name is Isaac and welcome to my truck camper tour. We're going to talk about the whole setup here, and we're going to start with the exterior stuff and the truck in particular. So let's start with the truck and then we'll get into the camper. The truck is a 2006 Toyota Tundra double cab, white, and it is amazing. It's a great size. It's not too big, it's not too small. And the V8 motor that is in this thing is legendary for going to 400,000 miles plus. So super awesome truck. In 2006, the double cab is awesome because you put a car seat back there, you could do a bunch of storage back there. It's really great. This truck has Nomad wheels all the way around. They're really big in the overland community, and they just give the truck a really modern vibe and look really cool. And then we have brand new BF Goodrich KO2 all-terrain tires with the snowflake, which means like they're also 10 ply, which helps account for the weight. But with the snowflake, that means if you run into snow, you legally don't need chains, which is really cool. So these tires are great all-rounders. You can literally run into anything and feel confident that these things are going to get you through. We have a 265/70/17, which is one size above the stock tire size, just to give it a little bit more meat, but I didn't want to go too big and mess with too many things like re-gearing and things like that. So these are great. The other thing that we did on this truck to account for the weight of the camper is I added like an $800 or $1,000 of power brake setup up front. I think it was called the Power Brake D-Line, and I had it professionally installed at Mule Expedition Outfitters in Portland. And it just gives me a little bit more peace of mind with all the extra weight in the back that if I need to stop, I can stop. So the brakes are upgraded to account for the camper. The truck is also lifted 1.5 inches all the way around. It's Bilstein 5100s, which are awesome. And then it's also got Firestone airbags in the back with Daystar cradles to account for the camper as well. So the brakes and the suspension have all been gone through to make sure the truck can handle the camper weight. On the front of the truck, you're gonna see these really sweet fog lights on either side here. These are Baja Designs. And these were the absolute last fog light kit that was ever sold for this truck because they stopped supporting it and they started just selling the second generation stuff. And so these are I bought literally the last box they had from some expedition. These fog lights are great. I put these on here because I was planning on having this truck forever, and I wanted to make sure no matter what I ran into, I could get through it fine. And again, these were also installed by Kendall Toyota of Eugene. So professional install. I didn't hack the wiring up to get them in there. They work great. Let's keep going. At the back of the truck, we have a backup camera, and we have a hitch, 2-inch hitch receiver. So you could tow whatever you need to do, and you can see when you're backing up, which is a big deal with this camper on the back because you can't see through your back windows. I also want to mention that the truck was maintained at Kendall Toyota, meticulously maintained. Anything that needed to be done has been done, and a lot of preventative maintenance too. Like I had the ball joints, the lower ball joints replaced factory. Anything that needs to be done to the truck has been done, and mechanically it's 100% perfect. As we go inside the truck, you're going to see that the deck was replaced with a Kenwood CarPlay, just Bluetooth connects, super nice, connects to the backup camera. GPS is great on here. I didn't mention earlier, but the truck is 4-wheel drive, so get you out of any situation you need to get into. This is an SR5 model. It's got 211,000 miles on it right now. All the speakers were replaced in the truck. The sound system sounds great. And it was all professionally installed by the Stereo Store in Eugene, Oregon. You're going to also see that we've got a Covercraft Carhartt dash cover to protect the dash. We also have a really nice Covercraft Carhartt seat covers all the way around in the front and in the back to protect the original seats and basically to make the interior last forever. And we've got these Husky liners down here as well. The whole point with this truck build was to build it forever. I think that might be it for the truck, so I think we're gonna start talking about the camper. We're gonna get into the camper now that's on the truck, and it's a 4-wheel camper Hawk base model that I have upgraded a bit. Now the reason I went with the base model is because I'm not living in the truck full time. I'm only using it to, you know, go out and do trips once in a while. And I didn't want to have the weight of the cabinet and the water system and all that stuff just driving around for no reason when I daily drive this truck more often than not, right? So the idea behind doing the base model was to keep the weight, limit the weight as much as possible, make it as light as possible as I daily drive it, and then when I want to take it out, I could load it, right? But I'm not just driving around with a kitchen sink for no reason to go get groceries, you know? So I throw in a sink, throw in a water system, and it's actually worked out great for me this way, honestly, because this is a 1/2-ton truck, so I really needed to be weight conscious as I was building the rig and deciding on the features that I wanted to do. This is a pop top, so it's really awesome. You can drop that top, and as you're driving around town, you're not gonna feel that top heaviness that you're gonna feel on traditional super tall campers. I drive around, I've been daily driving this thing since I've had this whole setup, and it's great. And then I just pop it when I need it, and we'll get into the features when we actually get inside. But I have the full Yakima rack system up top. I have 2 max air fans so that I can really get the airflow going. And then I also have I think it's the 220 watt solar panel system. I think that's it for on the roof. And I got the black diamond plate aluminum exterior. It looks really cool. I love the way it looks with the truck, the black and white truck and the wheels. I feel like the look is really cool. And yeah, if you're familiar with 4-wheel campers, they have a latch system and then you pop it up from inside, and I'll talk about that. But I think that's mainly, well, actually, let's take you a little closer and I'll show you some stuff. So on this side of the truck, you're gonna see that I have the new Truma heater system that they started putting like very, very recently. They were using something else for a really long time. The Truma is great. It's thermostat controlled, and we'll talk about that more inside, but that's exhaust. These are battery vents. So the battery system, which is inside, is here, and it just kind of vents the area. But I installed a 20 amp Dakota Lithium shore power charger. So it's a battery charger, tender. So if you didn't have this thing in the sun or whatever, and you just wanted to top off your batteries, you just plug an extension cord in and it'll trickle charge and charge your whole battery system, bring it to 100%. Comes in super great when you need it. On the back, you're gonna see that we have the Aluminess axe and shovel kit. This thing is great. It's a nice shovel, nice axe. It's nice keeping the dirty stuff out of the camper. Got a lock here for it. And then this is a propane, extra propane port. So if you had a fire pit or you wanted to run a stove outside, I have the hose and this connects to this. And we have propane storage here. There's 2 bottles in there. Super easy to change out, fill up. I got the extra latches here so that you could get to the top if you ever put a box up there for any reason. And I do have brand new jacks that I've never put on. The camper's been on the truck since it was installed at 4-wheel campers and hasn't come off. And we have this light here, boom, for at night. And on this side, you're gonna see this window. And I don't think there's anything else besides the struts. I do want to talk about this door before we actually go inside. Super cool. It's got you can lock the door handle here, and you also have this deadbolt here, but you can, has this latch system over here, so you can latch it open. And the cool thing too is it's got bug screen. Super cool. So on a nice hot day like today, you can open this whole thing up, get tons of airflow, and not worry about bugs getting in your rig. So let's take the camera inside and I'll show you what's going on in there. Welcome to the inside of the truck camper. I'll just give you a little walk around and then we'll start going through this. So I wanted to make sure that this would work for any season. So I have the quilted thermal pack. It's the best insulation you can get from them. It has a little mirror here, and I mounted the fan thing, the fan remote here. You're gonna see I have a fan here and a fan above the bed. And then if you're familiar with four-wheel campers, the whole window system is there. Now, I have the rollover couch. So I wanted this because this can also turn into a guest bed. This will roll over, super nice. And then you can have a guest bed down here while you're up there. And we'll talk about this bed too. This is the main bed, and this pulls out into a king size bed. Super nice if you have a family, and if you and the homies want to go somewhere, you got the king. You don't need to have the king size. I have used the bed in this position more than I've used it in a king. I used a king size bed once, and mostly I just leave it like that. Or if you didn't want to pop the top, you don't have to. If you were doing that stealth thing, you could just sleep on the bottom, which I have done. The main thing is to have all that storage over there. And then you're also going to see underneath here, you have a little bit of storage up here for some stuff over there. As we go to this side, this is the kitchen setup right now. On top of this, you're going to see we have the Dometic burner system, and I've never had a Dometic product before, and I was super impressed with the Dometic stove so much that I installed a Dometic CFX fridge. And this thing is so quiet and so efficient, and I installed it using the Dometic wiring fridge kit. It's unplugged right now. So Dometic install kit, Dometic fridge, matches the stove, super nice. Now as we come over here, you're gonna see we have 12 volt. So you can charge your phone, has a battery monitor, you can see where you're at. This is the heater thermostat. So the way it works is you just set your temperature to whatever you want it at, press it, and it'll hold that the whole time. And then you can also put the fan on night mode. So it's like it'll be super quiet when you're trying to sleep at night. There's also a Victron battery monitor here. And then I have the Dakota Lithium 270 amp hour kit. And I also, we talked about the shore power outside. I installed the shore power port, and then it's to a Dakota Lithium 20 amp battery charger. So the shore power, all the battery and electronic system is Dakota Lithium. And then I also installed this Dakota Lithium 110 inverter. So the base models do not come with 110. And a lot of times RVs are made to where you have to be plugged in to use 110. This is completely off grid. So this is connected to our battery system, and you can just turn it on, and you can use all these USBs, but you also have 2 outlets if you wanted to work on your computer or charge drone batteries or whatever. Super nice upgrade. This does not come on base models. The Dakota Lithium inverter as well. Installed clean. I used to build school bus conversions for a living, so installing that inverter was kind of no sweat. And then four-wheel campers uses a Red Arc system for the charge controller, and I'm going to turn that fan off. DC to DC. So this does have a DC to DC charging system, which is great. If you're on the road full time, you're not necessarily going to have access to an outlet, and you might not always have sun, so being able to drive and charge your batteries is great. So this whole rig will charge from solar on the roof, it'll charge from shore power charging, and it'll also charge while you're driving, which is super nice. Over here, this is, oh, and this is the exhaust for the Truma heater. I kind of broke it moving it around a little bit, but it's great. And you can kind of choose where you want the heat to kind of go. And then down here is the propane box that goes outside. And then you can get to your turnbuckles, which is how it attaches to the truck through those little ports there, but you can also use it for storage. Here's the electrical system installed by 4-wheel campers, and I just tapped into it to install the fridge port. And a little more storage here. And obviously you have the windows and the window covers. And I think that is pretty much it for the interior. Let me take a second. We forgot to talk about the roof and how to pop it down. So back here, you're gonna see this little latch. This unlatches and this folds down. On the other side, you're gonna see this. You pull this and you pull the roof down, and then you'll latch it from the outside. But we have all these lights, right? So you have 4 lights, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're all individual. You can tap them on, off, and then dim them. So that's really nice if you wanted it super bright at night. You have them all on, but like if you were laying in bed, you could hypothetically just have one on, kind of above your head, read, whatever, control it, turn it on. You don't have to get out of bed to turn it all off, if that makes sense. And now I think that is it for the entire truck camper tour. So we'll go outside and wrap this up. That is going to conclude this truck camper tour. Again, my name is Isaac, and this is a 2006 Toyota Tundra double cab 4-wheel drive truck. And it has a 2023 4-wheel camper Hawk base model that has been completely upgraded. The truck is great, the camper is great. The reason I really like this truck is they put this motor in so many different rigs, from Toyota Sequoias to Lexus GX47. Like, parts are easy to get. Any Toyota dealer can work on them, and they're just notoriously legendary, reliable. They go, and this has 211,000 miles on it, and I didn't even sweat about that because these go to 400, no sweat at all, and more than that, more than likely. Got lots of life left. Now, the 4-wheel drive is great. I don't know if you guys have ever looked at 4-wheel drive trucks. They're pretty expensive, and I love this truck. It has a lot of room in the back. A lot of newer trucks don't have that much room. It's just a great truck and setup. Now, the reason I like the 4-wheel camper is because it's easy to drive around. And they pop up. They've been around since 1972. Like, if they've been around that long, you know that, they kind of got their stuff together. They don't last that long unless they're great. And this is like one of the newest ones. It's a 2023, has a lot of the new stuff, and I upgraded it to make it even better than that. This is a sweet setup for somebody that wants something very easy to drive, very easy to park, and can pretty much run into anything, weather-wise, condition-wise, and you can get through it safely. Thank you guys so much for watching this tour. And I think it's a cool setup. So, all right, my name's Isaac. I'm signing out. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments or anything I missed, or you just want to say hi, drop a comment below. I'll see you guys in another one. This is Isaac signing out. Peace.